going to do a nice juicy full body flow. We're just going to energize. We're going to get into all the corners of our bodies. We're going to do a lot of movement. I had something else to say, and as usual, I've forgotten. So yeah, if you have any injuries, any aches or pains or anything that's bothering you, you're still obviously very welcome to take the class, just being extra mindful of those areas. We're not there to make sure that you're okay. You just want to pay extra attention to your bodies and be extra mindful of your movements, of stretches, of deep asanas in particularly. So yeah, if anything hurts, if it feels wrong, just pull yourself out of the stretch, have a drink of water, take a break, rejoin us when you're ready. This goes out to all of you guys. Do as much or as little of the class as you would like. And if your yoga practice for tonight, remember that yoga is so much more than our physical asanas. If your yoga practice tonight is that you want 45 minutes lying on your back on your mat, then by all means, be my guest. So on that note, just going to fiddle with the camera a little more. I'm quite far away from you guys on Zoom. That's just because I'm trying to get all of me in on Facebook. It's quite a task. Okay, I think we've got it. So let's bring ourselves onto our mats. We're going to start seated today because we're going to have a little bit of extra focus on our breath. So bringing yourself into a cross-legged position. I want you guys to all sit at the backs of your mats, but I'm going to sit in the middle so that I can talk to you all properly. In a cross-legged position, plant your bum cheeks down on the mat. Palms on your knees, drop the shoulders, sit nice and tall. And let's take a nice deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Closing your eyes, pull the shoulders down, keep yourself centered, balanced and grounded. So we're allowing ourselves to ground through the sit bones, ground through the shoulders and lengthen through the spine. And as you inhale, let's focus in on our yogic breath. So 3 stages, evenly paced. Inhale, hold, and then on one smooth movement, exhale, pull the navel in towards the spine, reverse the breath. And as you breathe, I want you to really deepen with every breath and start to tune out your surroundings. Focus in on that rhythm. So when we breathe consciously like we're doing now, we bring ourselves into the present moment. So we don't think of the past or the future, we are pulled into the now. And our conscious breathing, the reason that we do this long, deep breaths, this conscious breathing, is that when we're breathing like this, we are activating the cerebral cortex, which is the part of the brain that is allowing us to be present in the moment. So it's letting go of that intuitive side of the brain, and it's bringing ourselves into the more evolved part of the brain. And by doing that, we activate a relaxing and calming sensation in our emotions. So that's why people ask you to breathe deeply when you're stressed or when you're anxious or in childbirth. So focusing in on that slow and steady rhythm, start to pull those shoulders down away from the ears and lengthen through the neck. Releasing tension in your facial features. Unlock your jaw, unclench your back teeth and drop the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth, parting your lips. And as you inhale, fill that body with air, every corner, every finger, every toe. Expand. And as you exhale, release, pull the navel in, feel that air wash away anything that isn't serving us in that moment. So we're using our breath to calm us and relax us and also to cleanse us. I want you all to set your own intention for tonight's class, and it can be anything, something small, something that you want to achieve during the class, or something that you want to achieve after, something that you want to achieve during the week, during your day-to-day. It can be anything. Hold on to your intention as we start to gently mobilize the body, rolling the head from side to side, loosening the neck. Keeping that breath flowing through us, connecting our breath to our movement as we roll the head from shoulder to shoulder. Maybe we turn that into a full head roll. And then bringing ourselves to our shoulders and starting to roll them. And again, it doesn't have to be a regimented movement. It doesn't have to have any sort of rhythm. Take it to your body as well, rolling the shoulders, rolling the waist. And you can start, if you want to circle the body, opening the chest as you come forward and curving the spine as you come back. And I'm going to say this one time and one time only. For this movement, you can lift your bum cheeks off the mat. So go wild, lift those bum cheeks. And just roll around and really get into your spine and your shoulders, get that wiggle going, get into your neck. We're really starting to free up the body, get the fluids flowing, get some movement through the joints. And remember to keep that breath deep and long. Really nice, everyone. Wiggling around there. Lovely, and drop that left hand behind you like a secondary spine. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Sit tall as you inhale, drop the shoulders. And as you exhale, push against that left knee, gaze over the left shoulder. Bring yourself into a seated spinal twist, just releasing any tension in the back. So when we twist, we are compressing our organs and releasing toxins. When we release the twist, we allow fresh blood to run through our bodies. Gently bring yourself back to center, right hand behind you like a secondary spine and left hand to the outside of the right knee. Sit tall as you drop your shoulders. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to push against the right knee. Give yourself that deep twist through the spine, gazing over your right shoulder. Sit tall, inhale, we are lengthening through our spine. So that back arm wants to be a support post, not a leaning post. So keeping you nice and upright, not slouching backwards. Really feel that nice deep twist. Keep breathing, keep twisting. Give me one more here. And gently back to center. Drop your left hand in line with your left hip. Right arm up and over, giving ourselves a nice lateral stretch from hip to fingertip down the right side. So this isn't a forward fold or a back bend, it's just stretching the side of our body. And if you want to drop down onto that left forearm, please do. Keeping those bum cheeks nice and level, reaching through the right fingertips, energizing those fingertips to reach all the way to the other side of the room. Walking the hands all the way around. Drop the right hand in line with the right hip, and the left arm comes up and over. Reach those left fingers all the way across. Keep those shoulders down, the neck long. Dropping down onto your right forearm as you reach. Push into the left hip. You want to keep that chest nice and open, so try not to curve forward, which is quite tempting. Reach, reach, reach. You really want to feel like someone's pulling on those left fingertips to add inches onto your body. Give me one more breath here. Gently bring yourself back to center. Drop your hands in front. Bring yourself into an all-fours position on your mat. Little claws with the palms, so you don't want the hands flat, so you're not ramming into your wrists. Spine straight to begin with, and you can either have the tops of the feet down, or you can tuck your toes, which is going to stretch your arches and your heels. Spine straight to begin with. Engage that core, pulling the belly in. Let's breathe here. I want you to feel energy between your palms, your knees, and your toes. Almost like you're hovering off the mat. Really push down and feel that energy creating between your palms, your knees, and your feet. Deep breath. And exhale. And again, spine straight, inhale. And exhale, drop the navel to the floor, gaze up to the sky. Again, with the feet can be tucked under or bring the tops of the feet onto the mat. And as you exhale, push the mat away. Drop the crown of the head towards the floor, spread the shoulders. Inhale, we hollow out the lower back, we open the heart center. And exhale. So if you're happy here with your cat-cow, please feel free to continue. And if you want to freestyle that movement, get your wiggle on. You guys definitely know the drill by now. Start to move in time with your breath and push yourself into all the corners of the body. And this is such a lovely thing to do, as I say every night. But for the benefit of those that have never joined us before, this is a really nice thing to do if you have a day where you just don't have the time or the energy to do a full class. So sometimes all our body needs is just a little wiggle around, get the fluids flowing. It can also be good if you're not in a great mood, if you're feeling a bit down, just give yourself a little bit of movement. Link it to your breath, and just, you can do it first thing in the morning, after a shower, before you go to bed. Energize or calm you down. Movement is just such a really amazing way of just helping us with our moods. So keep that wiggle going and really push into all the corners, all the nooks and crannies of your body that really need waking up. Maybe you want to work on a specific body part, so the fronts of the arms or the wrist, that's a good one if you're practicing any arm balances. Maybe you want to drop all the way forward into a cobra and release your lower back. Maybe you just want to sit in your balasana, your child's pose. Whatever you're doing, make it deep, make it indulgent, really get lost in the movement. And that is the lovely thing about practicing from home, is that maybe something that we're a bit like, oh, I don't really want to do that when you're in the studio, you absolutely can do when you're at home. So really, really get that wiggle on, moving all around. And when you're ready, you're going to start to move yourself towards the back of the mat. And when you feel those toes touch the floor behind the mat, you're going to stop. Reach that right arm out in front. Reaching the fingers again with the toes can be tucked under or flat. And then you're going to circle that right arm all the way around. Follow the fingers with your gaze. Stroke the mat as you come past. And again, we're getting into our shoulders. Circle all the way around and then reach that right hand forward, dropping down onto your left forearm. You're going to bring yourself into a kind of half extended puppy. Pull the chest towards the mat, draw the navel in, bum towards the sky, deep breath, inhale. You're really going to feel this in your right shoulder, inhale. And exhale. It's almost harder than extended puppy because you can't pull your full chest to the mat. So we're stretching our chest, our abdomen, our shoulders. Deep breath. Draw that right arm in a little bit, but not a lot. You're going to take the left arm and post it underneath the right, and then straighten that right leg out so it's parallel with the left arm. Thread the needle. If you don't have the space to reach that right leg out, that's absolutely fine. That's just a little added bonus to the stretch. You don't have to do it. Deep breath. We're reaching with those left fingers, pulling those left fingers underneath the arm. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, pull the left arm out. Bring that right leg behind you. Bring yourself into an all fours position. Tuck that left toe under and push up into your three-legged dog. Open the hip with that right knee. You're bending the right knee and drawing the leg like you're trying to walk the whole way over into a wild thing. Drop your head between your arms. So we're going to stir our hips. And what I mean by that is we're really going to open up our hips with this movement. So you're going to take the right knee. We're going to drop it forward. Meet our left, so our opposite elbow, straight across to the right, and then back up. So it's like a circle. So see what I mean about stirring the hip. Let's do that again. So the right knee, left, right, all the way up. And again, let's go left, right, all the way up. Three-legged. One more time. Left, right, all the way up, three-legged dog. Lovely. And then you're just going to draw that right knee in towards the chest, plant the right leg. Drop that back knee. Again, with the feet, can be tucked under, can be flat, completely up to you. Reach your arms up in line with your ears, crescent lunge. Deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, you're going to pull the elbows out to the side, opening your heart center even more. So kind of trying to draw those shoulder blades together at the back. We're stretching our hip flexors, we're strengthening our quads, front of the thigh, hamstrings, back of the thigh. And then from here, you're going to reach the arms behind you and interlace them behind your back and start drawing them downwards. So you can stay here, or if you're feeling like you want to get deeper into your spine, start to send those hands down your thigh. Maybe you're reaching for the mat. Maybe you meet the mat. And we're already going to hold for 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring your palms back into the small of your back. And from here, we're going to straighten that right leg. Flex the right foot and pull the toes in towards the shin. You're bending that left knee. Take your right arm out in front again, reaching the fingers so your left hand is still in the small of your back. And from here, we're going to circle the left arm around. And as we do, bend the right knee and bring yourself back into that low lunge. So it's kind of like, I like to think of this as like, it's like a lever, like we're winding ourselves up. So let's do that again. The right arm is going to come up. And as we do, bend the left, straighten the right, flex the right foot. Keep circling as you go behind. You're going to bring yourself back down into a low lunge. Let's do that again. Right arm comes up, straighten the right leg, flex the right foot, reach the right arm behind, and bring yourself back into your low lunge. And then we're going to draw our palms together at our heart center. Straighten the right leg one more time, flex the foot. So you can stay here. If you would prefer not to be balancing, you can bring your hands on either side of that front foot and start to drop yourself forward. You're going to feel that nice stretch through the hamstrings. This is a really lovely one for runners. As I've said a million times, really nice indulgent hamstring stretch. So if your palms are together, you're going to start to bring yourself forward as well, but keeping a balance as well. Again, back feet can be tucked under or flat on the mat, whatever your preference is. You're going to keep your hips squared to the front, so try not to lean to the right, as tempting as it might be. You want to keep the spine straight. Deep breath, inhale, we lengthen. Exhale to pull yourself inwards. And exhale. One more here. Really, really feel that stretch through the right hamstring. And on your exhale, you're going to bend the right knee. Bring yourself back into your low lunge. Tuck the left toe under. Lift yourself into a supported high lunge, so your hands are still on the mat. Take a breath. You're going to walk the hands forward, and you're going to lift that back leg. So we're bringing ourselves into a balance. We're not going to go for a standing split. We're just going to bring that left leg out behind us, keeping the hips level. Either flex or point the foot. You can stay here, or if you want to, you can start to lift yourself up into a warrior 3. So we're going to bring our spine in line with our back leg, body like a T shape, standing legs solid. Find a drishti, a place to rest your gaze. Hands can either be together at your heart center, out in line with your ears, or reaching behind you, keeping you nice and streamlined. Oops. Don't move your arms around too much because you might fall over like me. Give me 3, 2, and on the 1, you're going to drop that left leg back, bring yourself into a high lunge, arms up in line with your ears. You can give that back knee a little bend if you want to. Standing leg, so your right leg, right knee above right ankle, arms in line with your ears. Lovely. Take a breath. I'm just going to switch sides so we can do that. Turn the left foot out, reach the left arm down the back of the left leg, the right arm comes up and over, reverse your warrior. You're going to feel that stretch all the way down the right side of the body. Deep breath, inhale. So remember, this is a lateral stretch. It's not a back bend. It's not a forward fold. Inhale. As you exhale,
Bringing yourself to center, warrior two, arms in line with your shoulders, gaze down those front fingertips, tuck the tailbone and sink into that front knee bend. Deep breath here. You're going to drop that left hand down to the mat. Left hand is going to come in line with your right foot, and you're going to reach the right arm up, taking a twisted lunge. Deep breath here, inhale. And as you exhale, windmill both hands around on either side of the front foot. Step back into a high plank position. From here, you can push straight back into your downward dog, or you can tuck the elbows in, come down to your chaturanga. Push forward into an upward facing dog with tops of the feet on the mat, and push back. Downward facing dog. So, shoulders away from the ears, drop the head between the hands, walk those feet out. Feet want to be about hip width apart. They can be wider if you need to. Drawing the navel in towards the spine. Spine wants to be straight, and if it's not, you want to bend those knees to get it straight. So absolutely I advocate for bent knees in down dog. Take a breath here. We're going to roll onto the balls of our feet, lifting the heels. Exhale, we lower. Lovely. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. Remember to externally rotate those shoulders to avoid a rotator cuff injury. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. So this lifting and lowering is going to get into our hamstrings and our calves, the backs of our legs. If you get tight in those areas, this is a nice one to start to loosen it up. One more breath. And lower, deep breath. Roll all the way forward, high plank. Start to drop the knees towards the mat. As you do, send the bum back, up, downward facing dog. So let's do that little circle a couple of times. So we go inhale, rolling into that high plank, knees, bum, downward facing dog. And again, plank, hover the knees, bum back and downward dog. Let's go for two more. Plank, knees, bum and down dog. Plank, knees, bum and down dog. Well done. Look straight ahead, drop the knees to the mat and bring yourself back into an all fours position. So recenter yourselves on the mat as well. Remember, feet can be tucked under or they can be flat on the mat, whatever works for you. Bring yourself to center, cupping those little palms. Deep breath, reach that left arm out in front, point the fingers. Start to circle that left arm up and around. Gaze, following the fingers with your gaze. Stroke the mat as the arm comes past. And let's go again, reach that left arm up. Circling the arm the whole way around. Stroke the mat. This time reaching that left arm all the way out in front. Dropping down onto your right forearm, half extended puppy. Pull the chest towards the mat as you gaze down those left fingertips. Inhale. And exhale, navel in, thumbs up, bottoms up, and then gently pull the left arm back just a little bit. Take the right arm and post it underneath your left arm. You're going to roll onto the right shoulder now, dropping the right into the mat. And you can, if you want to, straighten that left leg out so it's parallel with your right arm. Again, that's just an option. Rolling deeper onto your right shoulder with every breath, really getting into that shoulder girdle. 3, 2, and 1. Gently now, bring yourself back to center. Bring yourself into an all fours position. Kick that leg out behind you, your left leg. Bend the knee, flex the foot, tuck the right toe under and push up. Three-legged dog. You're going to open the hips, so bending that left knee as though you're going to walk the whole way over. Gazing underneath that left armpit. Deep breath. And let's stir the hips. So the left knee is going to come. Right elbow, left elbow, three-legged dog. Ready? Let's go. Right elbow, left elbow, three-legged dog. And again, right, left, three-legged dog, and right. Left, three-legged dog. Let's go for one more. Right, left, three-legged dog. Take a breath here. We're going to draw that left knee in towards the chest. Plant the left foot. Drop that back knee. Crescent moon, low lunge. Arms in line with the ears. So back foot can either be toes tucked under or foot, top of the foot on the floor. Opening our hip flexors. So again, a good one for runners, a good one for splits practice. Really strengthening our quads and hamstrings as well, really good for that area. Pull the shoulders down, take a breath. And you're just going to start to drop the elbows out to the side, so pulling the arms apart. And as you do, pull the shoulder blades together at the back, so you're opening that heart center. Start to drop the arms behind you, interlacing the fingers behind your back. So you can stay here, or you can start to drop that right hand all the way down towards the mat, giving yourself a little back bend. We did this one yesterday when we were working into our back bends. So don't force it. And we're only going to hold for 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring your palms into the small of your back. Start to bend the right knee and straighten that left leg, pulling the left toes in towards your calf, towards your shin. So here, we're going to reach that left arm out in front, like we did when we were in our all fours position. Try and make your hips squared to the front, so try not to open your hips out to the side. You'll feel if they're open, because you'll feel you're kind of leaning more to one side rather than facing straight ahead. So hips squared to the front. Keep that right hand in the small of your back, and that's good as well because it can almost steer you in if you start to open up, steer it back. Left arm straight ahead, and you're going to circle that left arm all the way back. And as you come to the back, we're going to bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Lovely. And again, circle that left arm around, and as you do, you're going to straighten that left leg, flex the left foot, reach the left arm behind, and as you do, you're going to drop down, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Reach the left arm up, like we're winding up a cog. Straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Left arm comes behind, and dropping down. You'll find one side will be way easier because we're working on 2 different patterns here. And let's bring ourselves down for the last time. And then straighten that left leg. Bring both palms back into the small of your back. Pull the left toes in towards your shin. And from here, you can either bring your palms together at your heart center, or you can drop your hands on either side of that front foot, whichever one you're doing. Hips squared to the front and spine straight. We're starting to drop ourselves forward, getting that nice deep stretch through the left hamstring. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale. So pulling that torso towards the thigh, get it nice and deep and indulgent. Deep breath here. And if you've got bad knees, this might be a little bit tough on the right knee. If you've got anything nearby you want to shove underneath, jumper, blanket, cushion, then that's always a good thing to do. If you have got bad knees in any kind of all fours or things which we're putting pressure on the knees, give me one more breath. From here, you're going to drop the hands to the mat. I have my knee click just then. That's why we want to support our knees. And you're going to straighten that back leg, bend the left knee, and we're just going to tuck that right toe under and lift up the back leg, supported high lunge. From here, start to walk those hands slightly forward. Give yourself a little kick and bring that right leg out behind you. You want to bring it in level with your hips, so your legs are kind of in an L shape to begin with. Try and come up with your fingertips. Again, if you've got yoga blocks or anything, you're welcome to use them in this instance. So flex or point the foot. You want to make sure that leg's engaged. And wherever you are, if you want to, you can stay here, or you can bring yourself into your warrior 3. Standing strong on the left, palms to heart center, or reaching the arms out in front or behind you. Body like a T shape. Let's hold for 3, 2, and 1. Step back with the right leg, arms in line with the ears, high lunge, hips under shoulders. You can bend that back knee if you need to. Left knee above left ankle, deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, the right arm comes down the back of the right leg, turn the right foot out. Left arm overhead, reverse warrior. So feeling that stretch all the way down the left side of the body. Deep breath here, inhale. Reaching those left fingertips all the way across. Lovely, and remember it's not a back bend, it's not a forward fold, it's a lateral stretch, which means it's down the side. Deep breath here. As you exhale, you're going to bring yourself back to your warrior two. Arms in line with your shoulders. Tuck your tailbone and sink into that front knee bend, gazing down those fingertips. Deep breath, inhale. On your exhale, windmill the arms around. That right hand is going to come to the inside of your left foot. Reach the left arm up. Twisted lunge. Deep breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, drop both hands down on either side of that front foot and step back into your high plank position. Either pushing straight back into your downward dog or tuck the elbows in, come down through your chaturanga. Push forward, upward facing, and push back. Downward facing dog. Let's get deep into our hips now, one of my favorites, hip openers. We'll add a couple of little back bends in there as well. So you're going to take your right leg, send it all the way up behind you into a three-legged dog. From here, bend the right knee, open the right hip, kind of like we did before. If you want to, you can stay here. If you want to, you can walk the whole way over and take your wild thing pose. Send those hips up towards the sky. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself wild things back into your three-legged dog. And from here, everybody, draw the right knee forward to meet the right wrist. You're going to turn the right shin so it's parallel with the top of your mat. When I say parallel, it's never going to be exactly parallel, so don't stress on that. Just with the aim of being parallel. Send that left leg out behind you. We're bringing ourselves into our pigeon pose. So hips square to the front. Push down with your palms and sink into the hips. So in your pigeon pose, we really want nice level hips. That is the aim here. It's not how deep you can get into the stretch. We want level hips. So if you feel a little bit like you're leaning to one side, maybe you're leaning to the left, grab either a yoga block, or you can use a cushion, or you can use a chunky book, or whatever you've got lying around, and you shove it underneath the hip that's lifting. And then you're just going to level yourself out. If you don't have anything nearby, you can always lift yourself slightly out of the stretch. I always find that makes it I always find that makes it really a lot easier to keep the hips level. When you get really, really deep into a stretch, so things like splits, and this is very close to splits, it's quite easy to lean to one side and kind of not get lazy, but put one hip, put the whole stretch on one hip, which we really don't want to do. We want to have nice balanced hips. So keeping yourself nice and upright. Again, I know a lot of people hate this stretch, and if you're one of those people that this stretch just doesn't work for you, feel free to take your reclined pigeon at this point, which you've done the restorative classes, you will know what that is. So dropping those shoulders, give yourself that nice little arch in the back, but puffing our chests out like nice proud pigeons. And from here, you can start to walk your hands forward slightly. You can bring yourself down onto your forearms if you want to. Or you can drop all the way down, bringing your torso over the bent knee, forehead to the mat. Arms want to come either out in front, or you can bring them down by your side in your sleeping pigeon, resting pigeon. So this is a resting pose, but it is an active rest, a passive stretch. So looks like we're not doing anything, we're definitely doing something. You guys will be able to feel those hips open, you'll be able to feel that stretch. And as I've said before, if you are working on your splits, this is really, really, really great prep for splits. So if you do have the time, if you're super serious about doing splits, I would recommend after your warm up, hang out in your resting pigeon for, you know, as long as you can. So maybe you want to do 5 minutes on each side, maybe you even want to do a little more. And you can scroll through Instagram, you can type on your computer, you can read a book, you can do whatever you need to do. Just pay attention to if you start feeling any parts of your body go numb. Obviously that's not a good sign, so then bring yourself out of the stretch. And also, so satisfyingly uncomfortable, good, pain, not good. If anything hurts at any point, you want to draw yourself out. So we're obviously not going to hold for 5 to 10 minutes today. We're going to walk ourselves back into our upright pigeon now. You can stay here. Or those of you that are feeling a little bit bendy today, you want to pick up that back leg. You can let it chill there, or you can reach behind and grab it. You can also take your left foot in your left elbow crease and take a little bind behind your head. Anyone that's at the point of flipping their grip, then please feel free to do that. And let's just breathe here wherever we are for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your foot. Dropping your palms to the mat. You're going to take your left leg from behind you and you're going to swing it all the way around in a circle and plant the left foot on the outside of the right knee. So I'm going to show you from the front. I'm actually going to pull myself a little bit closer because I just feel like I'm 100 miles away from you guys today. I don't know why. I haven't really moved anything. There we go. So from the front, you're going to be like this in your pigeon. That left leg's going to go round the circle. You can do the sound effect. It's not essential though. And you drop the left foot to the outside of your right knee. When you're in this position, you want to try and plant those bum cheeks. And the tempting thing to do is to lean onto the right and lift your left bum cheek. Try not to do that. Try to keep the bum cheeks level. Try if you can to plant the left foot down. You're going to drop the left hand behind you. It's going to be your secondary spine, your support. Inhale to reach the right arm up towards the sky. Bend the elbow and drop that right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Right elbow, outside of left knee. Push against your left leg with your right arm and start to look over your left shoulder. So we're twisting here. This is your half Lord of the Fishes pose. One of my favorite spinal twists. It's a really nice one for releasing tension. It's really good for sciatica. It's a really nice counter pose when you're doing pigeon, I find. It's just a really, really lovely spinal twist, and it's a nice one to do towards the end of the class because it does release tension. Gazing over that left shoulder, deep breath. As you exhale, always push that knee away a little more. Give me one more here. On your exhale, we're going to release the twist. We're going to bring ourselves around to the right. Just push against the mat. Give yourself kind of a little counter twist. Your back will thank you. That always feels really, really nice to do that. And then bring yourself back to center. And you'll notice that your legs are crossed like this. We're going to keep them crossed like that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to move them apart a little bit more. So you're staying seated, plant those bum cheeks. And your knees want to kind of be stacked. So you're crossing the legs, stacking the knees. Take hold of opposite feet with your hands and gently pull them apart. And you guys that do my splits class or the restorative class or runners yoga will know this pose, but you'll know it on our backs as reclined cow face. So this is your cow face legs. I have no idea why it's called cow face. So from here, just pull those arms apart. You're just starting to draw the feet apart and towards you as you breathe. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, let go of your feet. Bring your legs back to center. Just give yourself a little hug. Drop the forehead to your knees. And then hands in front. Back into your all fours position. Push down with your palms, tuck the toes, take a breath, and on your exhale, downward facing dog. Pull the navel in, walk those feet out, just give your bum a little wiggle. Remember to bend the knees if you need to. Take a breath here. The left leg is going to come all the way up behind you into a three-legged dog. Point the toe, flex the foot, whatever you want to do. You can stay here. You can bend the left knee, gazing underneath that left armpit. Or you can walk the whole way over and take your wild thing pose. if that is in your practice. Deep breath here, we hold for 3, 2, and 1. And then gently wild things back into your 3-legged dog. Everybody is going to take that left knee. We're going to draw it all the way forward to meet our left wrist. Turn the left calf so it's parallel with the top of your mat and send that right leg out behind you. So pigeon pose on the left-hand side. Hips square to the front. So remembering what we did on the other side. If you feel yourself dipping, grab something to pop underneath the left hip to keep you nice and level. If you've got one hip that's tighter than the other, you might notice on that hip that you slide to the side and you end up in a position like this, which is very pretty, but is not really doing anything. So remember, and I always say hips squared to the front like car headlights, because I feel like that's a really good visual. So car headlights, they flare straight ahead. There's no denying, they are straight ahead. So that's what you want your hip bones to be, blaring straight ahead. Push down with those palms and puff your chest out like a nice proud pigeon. Really sink into that hip opener. Again, knees. If you've got bad knees, you can pop something underneath that back knee if you need to. You can also take your reclined pigeon at this point if this is just not in your practice. So from here, we're going to start to walk our hands forward. Maybe you come to halfway. Maybe to your forearms, and maybe you drop all the way down into your resting pigeon, your sleeping pigeon. Really easing our hips open. Deep breaths here. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And as I said, we're not going to hold for 5 to 10 minutes today, and you're probably leaping for joy at that fact. So we're going to walk our hands back into our upright pigeon. You can stay here. You can pick up that back foot. You can take hold of the back foot with your right hand if you want to. Also, you can take the right foot in your right elbow crease and take a bind behind your head. Deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Again, if you want to flip your grip, feel free. I've got to add that in just if there's any contortionists in the building. Give me one more breath here. Drop that right foot down onto the mat. And we're going to bring ourselves into our half lord of the fishies. So, from the front, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to take that right leg. You're going to swing it all the way around. Plant the right foot on the outside of your left knee. Plant your bum cheeks. Try and keep that right foot flat on the mat if you can. Right arm is going to come behind you. It's going to be your secondary spine. It's going to support you. Left arm reaching up towards the sky as you inhale. On your exhale, bend the arm. Drop the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Start to push against that right knee and gaze over the right shoulder, giving yourself that nice twist. Releasing that tension in the back. And again, let's use that visual of when we're twisting in the spine, I like to think of a dirty dishcloth. And we're wringing out all of that dirty water. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to center, which is going to bring fresh water all the way through us. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, release, draw yourself back to center. Give yourself a little counter twist around to the left, deep breath. Back to center. Plant those bum cheeks. And again, we're going to start to draw those feet out on either side. So you're bringing the knees on top of each other. And again, that's just kind of a guide point, like your calf being parallel with the top of the mat. If your knees don't stack completely on top of each other, that's absolutely fine. It's just as close to that as you can get without being in pain. We don't want pain, remember. Take hold of opposite feet with your hands and start to gently pull those feet apart. Deep breath, inhale. Still keeping yourself upright. You're really going to feel this in the hips. So cow face pose increases mobility in our hips, and you will definitely feel it. I actually feel it more in the upright cow face than in the reclined cow face.
deep breath. And exhale. Let's go for one more here. And let go, release. Bring your knees back to center, give yourself a little hug. And then just from here, I want you to bring your feet together like palms, like we're going to do our Badakanasana, but we're actually going to take our Supta Badakanasana, which is our Reclined Badakanasana. And you're going to gently drop yourself down onto the mat, so you use your forearms to guide you back down onto the mat. And if you need to support yourself, you can put something underneath your head and shoulders here. So our hips are probably feeling quite open from all that pigeon, and we've done quite a lot of hip things, so stirring our hips and things like that. So this is just gently opening them a little bit more, increasing blood flow to our pelvic floor. Take your hands either to the inside of your thighs, gently push them open, or you can make a little heart shape with your finger and thumb and place it on your pelvis. So we're gonna stay in Badakanasana, in our Supta Badakanasana, for a little while, and the reason is before we go into our Shavasana, we've done quite an energetic class, we've done quite a lot of movement. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fully warmed up, I'm a little bit sweaty, so it's nice to start to focus on your breath to calm you down before your Shavasana. So we're going to try our Kumbhaka breath, which is retained breath. And you absolutely don't have to do it. I'm not going to force you. It's just if you want to. So what the aim is that we are just going to kind of calm ourselves down and get us ready for a nice juicy Shavasana, where we can just let go of all our intentions and just relax completely. So what we do is we're going to inhale, exhale, and hold to a count of 4. So we're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Then inhale, exhale, and hold 2, 3, 4, and inhale, exhale, hold the breath, inhale, exhale, hold the breath, and inhale, exhale, hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Try and count yourself as you're breathing. So you retain breath. When we pause after the exhale and hold the breath after the exhale, we're calming our body down. We're getting ready for Shavasana. If we paused after the inhale, we would be energizing our body. So that's a good thing to do before you practice, or when you wake up in the morning if you need energy. And this is a good thing to do before you go to sleep or at the end of your practice. And you want to make sure the breath, each inhale, exhale, and the hold are the same amount of time. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for one more. Inhale, exhale, hold the breath, and gently you're going to start to let yourself go, let yourself peel out onto the mat, feet and hands unraveling. And if you want to continue with your Kumbhaka breath, you can, or just bring yourself back to your normal yogic breath. And as always, if you need to grab anything for your Shavasana, please do that now. So if you need blankets, socks, jumpers, cushions, maybe you want to dim the lights, put some music on, whatever you want to do, grab a drink of water. And as always, you don't have to stay for your Shavasana. I know it's not in everyone's practice, and as I've said the last few nights, and when I first started doing yoga, I found it really awkward to do Shavasana. And I remember sitting in the room, in the studio, and being like, this is so weird, everyone's just lying silently. So I completely understand if you You just feel like it's not in your practice. But the lovely thing is that we're practicing from home. So you can give it a go. If you hate it, you can log off. And also, let's not think of it as meditation. It's time for you. So it's time to just let go, time without your phone, time without being bothered by your kids or whoever else is in your house. It's just a few minutes where you can literally just be. And I don't know about you guys, but that time never exists in my life. So it's nice to just have a couple of minutes to just do that, to just let go. So when you are ready, you're going to bring yourself down onto your mat, lying down on your back, palms by your side, feet falling open. And closing your eyes, and you're just allowing yourself to melt down into the mat. And let's just take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Filling our body with air, and as we exhale, release, pull the navel in towards the spine. Take yourself back to where you were at the beginning of the class. No thoughts, no worries. We're trying to clear our mind. So take an imaginary broom to sweep that mind clear of anything not serving you in this moment. And as you lay and breathe, we're going to draw our attention towards our feet. Feel them fall open on the mat. Each toe unraveling one by one. Ankles, calves, knees and thighs. Lightweight. All the way up to the base of your spine, and feeling each vertebrae trickle down into the mat one by one. Melting down into your mat. And as you reach your shoulders, feel them draw down away from the ears, melting down your spine like lava. Arms lightweight at your side, fingers unraveled and palms facing up. Allow the shoulders to pull further, extending your neck, drawing away from your ears. Start to soften your features. Unlock the jaw and unclench the back teeth, dropping the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. Just part your lips, allow that breath to escape. And bring yourself all the way back to your chest and your abdomen. Slow and steady rise and fall, pulling you deeper into the earth. And as you breathe, allow yourself to let go of everything and just melt into your mat as you inhale and exhale. And gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes to draw awareness back into your body. Hugging your knees in towards your chest and gently rocking from side to side to release the spine on the mat. Bringing yourself all the way over onto the right hand side into a fetal position and then gently bring yourself up to seated. Palms on your knees, drop the shoulders, neck long. I have overrun by quite a lot tonight. I am very, very sorry, everyone. Let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, big sigh. And again, inhale. And like you're just letting everything go, let it all out. Once more for luck, inhale. Draw your palms together at your heart center. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. Namaste. You guys will have Lena tomorrow. She has covered you before. I think she will only do the Zoom feed, so Facebook, you can sign up to the Zoom class if you want to do it. And she's going to take you through a nice slow flow like we would usually do on Wednesday. And then I will see you guys all again on Thursday. Oh, your first class. Oh, thank you so much. We'll hopefully see you again. I will be back on Thursday, but the class is running tomorrow. I like pigeon as well. So I think pigeon is a very acquired taste. So if you have got quite open hips, pigeon will feel really nice. If I find that, and this is just a generalization, it's not always true, but I find that sometimes if I got a male student, they might not enjoy it as much. It's really, really deep hip opener. So if you are really tight in your hips, it's not going to feel as comfortable as if you have got open hips. Also, it can be a little bit painful in the knees, so I can see why people don't like it. I mean, I love it. It's one of my absolute favorite poses, but I do love a hip opener. That is, that's my thing. Oh, that's so lovely. I can't wait until my son is old enough to come and do yoga with me. Okay, everyone, I am going to log off, but have a lovely class tomorrow with Lena, and I will see you all on Thursday.